All right, let's see. I gotta go to Twitter, and I gotta go. Oh, she wouldn't keep that. Today's gonna be one of those weird live streams because I'm not feeling it, but we're here anyway. I need to go here. Sorry if anybody's showing up and I'm not paying attention to anything. I am just trying to promote the live stream. Live stream is late. Come hang. Okay. There we go. Okay, wonderful. Let's see if anybody decides to show up. I'm not wearing makeup today because my rosacea is super inflamed. And if you don't know anything about rosacea, if it's inflamed, you really shouldn't be putting anything on your face. So, just to preface this live stream, I am probably going to say this a lot like last week when I was trying to get everybody to ignore my bed. Fine today, except you can see my slippers on my bed because I forgot to put them back on. But yeah, so I have rosacea. It's really inflamed today. If you guys don't know what rosacea is, an incurable skin condition where your blood vessels inflame in your skin. It creates little bumps. A lot of people mistake for acne. It is not acne. It is not the same as pimples. It looks like it, but it is not. It does not have the same scientific components to pimples, and so it is not the same, and therefore cannot be treated the same way. And then you'll also notice my skin is just very red. That is just rosacea. So FYI, my rosacea is really bad today. So that's why I'm not wearing makeup. It's probably for the best. But we're going to start this live. Well, we already started the live stream. We're going to start the episode recap. So I'm hoping people show up. If not, like I've said, the last 2 episode reviews, we're just going to do an episode review and I'm going to hit the road, Jack. But yeah, so I hope people show up. It would be nice if people showed up, but I also understand when people don't, because I'm not cool, and that's fine. Hello, Amelia's growing on you. Hunter's really embracing being a Pink Ranger. If you check out her Twitter account, she is super into the fandom, and I love that about her. She's interacted with some of my posts whenever I've like replied to her or mentioned her or whatever. She's interacted. So that's really nice. It's really, really nice that she is starting to highlight this comment. That she's really like super into the fandom. That's really, really nice. I really like that. Because we've had Rangers in the past that don't super embrace the fandom. But not only does she embrace the fandom, but she like interacts with the fandom, which is absolutely fantastic. I love that. But I do follow her on Twitter, so I do. I like that. Thank you for showing up, by the way. But yeah, I really appreciate that as well. But yeah, so I hope people aren't too scared off by my rosacea today. I've been in, other than my vlogging channel, because my vlogging channel, and even if you follow me like on TikTok, you'll have videos without makeup on all the time. But this channel this is the first time I've not had makeup on in this channel for a couple of years. So this feels weird, but I just didn't want to put makeup on because super inflamed today, and it doesn't hurt yet, which is nice. I was expecting it to hurt by now, but it doesn't. So, all right. And at about 5:27 p.m. Central Time, we'll start the episode recap of the 3rd episode of Power Rangers Dino Fury. Spoiler spoiler alert, I liked it. I really like Dino Fury so far, in my opinion. Episode 3 is about the time I make a decision on whether or not I like it, and I think I like Dino Fury. So we'll see where it eventually fits on the list, but I am genuinely really liking it. Sorry, I'm looking over. I should just actually switch my camera over to this one, but you can see my vlogging channel or my like vlogging wall, my video wall when the camera is on this monitor versus this monitor. I could just switch, I guess, this over. I could just focus on this monitor. That'll work. That's better. Okay. Anybody else going to show up today? Let's do everything from this little monitor over here instead of my big monitor, which is over here. Just a reminder, not wearing makeup. My rosacea is very inflamed. I know I'm very ugly and it's okay. So I will not apologize for my rosacea. It's an incurable skin condition, so I'm not going to apologize for it. Yes, and also played Itasis in Mystic Force. I had to think of her name. I always forget her name. Also played Itasis in Mystic Force. So she's been in a few Power Ranger seasons, but yeah, she was Morgana in SPD, and she was Itasis in Mystic Force, and I love that. I really like the voice she does for Salone because I feel like Salone has a really cool look to her, and so I like the voice she's providing. Because the actress is able to put on quite a few different voices, because obviously like Morgana was very different than Itasis and also very different to Salone. So they're all very different characters, and she's able to really pull that off. So I really appreciate that a lot. So I really like what she's been doing so far with Salone, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of that character as time goes on. Hi, Dylan. I'm not wearing makeup because my rosacea is really bad, which you would have seen in our little group chat looking back, because I was complaining about how inflamed it is today. So putting on makeup is probably the last thing I want to do right now. He's not good. He's not good. So do you think the Knight is a good villain, not expecting him to be Rancic or Astronema, but he has a look and presence? Well, I don't know. I keep thinking Korag. I can't get Korag out of my brain with Void Knight, so I can't separate the two. So it's really hard to depict where the Void Knight. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with the Void Knight. But try to stay away from as many spoilers as possible with other seasons, please, because we don't want to do spoilers. Well, just Dino Fury, since that's what we're talking about. I am doing okay today. Sorry, Ernest came by. Dylan knows who those people are. Sorry and Jonas came by today. Sorry had a present for me, which I was very excited. And then we ended up just chatting for like 4 hours in my driveway, which is strange to my dad because we have security cameras right where we were standing, and my dad gets notifications whenever the cameras are tripped. So I'm sure my dad was like, "Why were you guys the driveway?" And my phone was going off like crazy. So he didn't try to talk to us though, so I don't know what's up with that, because he can also talk through them. My dad yesterday, as my mom and I were coming back to the house, because we went to go to IKEA to pick something up for my aunt, my dad's sister, who they met today, and because my uncle is a contractor, and so they were going to go pick up. So we went to go pick up something for them at IKEA, and my dad was talking to me through the security camera instead of just calling me. So we were standing outside the house and he was just doing that. All right, time to start the episode recap here of episode 3, also known as Lost Signal. So we open with Zato being kind of sad, looking at a gem. He's just remembering his home planet, who he's obviously very far away from. Amelia and Zato. So Amelia comes by. We're going to actually quickly, because I keep forgetting. I forgot to do that this last week. Okay. Amelia comes by and she sits down with Zato, and Zato kind of tells her about his plan, about how they're not sure, or he's not sure if anybody from his planet's still alive. Obviously, he's been gone for millions of years because he was locked in from the time of the dinosaurs to today. So obviously, it's been millions of years since he's been on his planet. And so he doesn't even know if people are still there, because the Sporix also basically destroyed his planet. So he has no idea what the status of his planet is. Salone, our dinosaur friend, she receives what she thinks is a message from the quadrant where Zato's planet should be from. So Zato obviously gets really excited. They head down into the base to try and decipher the message, but the comm overloads and they're not able to fix it, because what they need to fix it is from Zato's planet, which is not necessarily findable on planet Earth. So obviously Zato's a little bummed. Amelia says that they can use a psychic to figure out the message. Ollie thinks that's stupid, that they should just go to the observatory, see if they received the message, and see if they can get it deciphered for him. So basically we're having kind of a battle between the idea of spirituality and the idea of science, which we'll talk about in a little bit. They decide to go to the psychic first. Zato decides that he wants to go to the psychic first to see. So they go to the psychic, and the psychic uses Zato's little gem to tell him what the message said. But then Ollie wants to discredit the psychic by lying to her, by saying that he and Amelia are actually desperately in love, and he wants to know if they're going to be together forever. And of course, the psychic then goes, "Oh, I see many years together for the two of you," which just, of course, discredits the psychic. Even Amelia is kind of bummed out because this obviously discredited the psychic. So Zato and Amelia and Ollie decide to head to the observatory to try and decipher the message scientifically. Along the way there, what is going to obviously be the comedic duo, the leader of Buzz Blast and her robot friend, are going to obviously be our comedic duo, which we all know I love. Anyway, but she was also at the psychic place and trying to become a psychic, and so she's walking around blindfolded, which becomes important. Not necessarily her, but the concept of being blindfolded becomes important later in the episode. And so they're walking around completely blindfolded, and the robot ends up accidentally stepping into some cement. The cement hardens really fast around her leg. So yeah. And then she ends up seeing a Sporix, which eventually turns into a Sporix beast. And the Rangers go to stop the Sporix beast. There are these eyes on her chest that freeze people who look into them. So Zato ends up getting frozen. The other two Rangers morph and are trying to fight blind, but it's really hard to do that. The female monster from the last episode steals the camera that the robot was carrying, that the comedic duo robot was carrying before, and says that this could help, and then the two disappear. The Rangers get to the observatory after the fight, and it is clear that there probably is no message for Zato on that, the transfer that did occur at the beginning of the episode, because the observatory couldn't help. So Zato is extremely upset about it, and he just decides that he wants to be alone. So then there was a thing that where Amelia needed to head to Buzz Blast, so she and Ollie had to Buzz Blast, and as she's being described the problem that they're not able to broadcast anything. All of a sudden, the Sporks Beast is broadcasting from the camera that was stolen by the other Sporks Beast, and she decides to stream her eyes, which freezes everybody in the city, including Ollie and Amelia. However, Zato is not, because they're not at a place where they can watch that. And so eventually Salone actually does bring it up, and Zato tries to stop Salone from having it up, but then he ends up getting frozen as well. Salone does not, because she has cyborg eyes, so she is not affected by this, by these eyes from the Sporks Beast. So she turns off the broadcast, and Zato is okay. Turns out that Zato's gem from the beginning of the episode is actually the same crystal that the comm needs in order to work. So Salone is going to be able to use a part of Zato's crystal to be able to get the comm to work, to hopefully decipher the message from before. Zato realizes that he can battle this monster blind, so he goes blindfolded and uses the sonic key that will help him with his hearing. And so he ends up able to fight the monster a little bit. Zato is able to stop the broadcast, and Amelia and Ollie are able to join the fight. At that point, the monster grows. The Sporks Beast grows, and Zato gets to basically tell the other two that they finally get their Zords. But first, Zato's T-Rex comes as the other two Zords are booting up. Then Amelia and Ollie get to fight in their Zords for the very first time, or fight with their Zords for the very first time. They end up using the road to block the monster's eyes. So essentially what they do is they cut a piece of so the Triceratops cuts a piece of the road, bashes it with its tail, and then they basically are able to use that to be able to block the eyes from the monster. So the Rangers are able to fight. They actually have their first Megazord combination in this particular episode, and they defeat the monster. The Void Knight does not get this Sporix. Zato is able to get it before Void Knight does, and then, of course, they return to the base to find out that the message is just undecipherable. So that's basically the episode. It did go pretty quick. I felt like this episode was really fast moving. It was really fast paced. We're gonna change and type. This is why I edit. So that was pretty much the episode. I felt like it was really fast paced, which is fine. Power Rangers actually kind of works at its best when it's fast paced, unless it's like an important storyline to tell. I feel like this is still really setting up, because obviously this is the first time we're seeing Ollie and Amelia's Zords. This is the first time we're seeing the Megazord as it stands with the three Rangers. Obviously the Megazord combinations are going to change once the other two, eventually three Rangers, are going to join in. But we still have two more Rangers at least to finish the base team of 5. Because we know we're getting a green and a black Ranger, and then eventually a gold Ranger. So what did I like about this episode? I liked the battle between the spiritual and the scientific. As somebody who is very spiritual, I'm not going to get into religion or anything like that, but I am very spiritual. I believe in ghosts. I believe psychics exist. I believe all kinds of things like that. I'm just somebody who definitely believes those things, and I don't care what anybody else says. I believe in them because I have experienced things like that. I really like that, and I have come across a lot of people who think I'm crazy for believing those things, because they look at things in a very scientific kind of way, and science just doesn't pertain. It's hard when you really want scientifically provable things. You can't prove ghosts. You can't prove psychic ability. There are certain things that there are weird phenomena that has happened with scientific technology that is inexplainable when it comes to spirituality stuff. But for the most part, you get those two. So I like that we have that juxtaposition of the two characters, which I think is really fun. I think those two characters are going to be really interesting. And they play really well off of each other. So I really like that. I really hope they play with that a little bit more, because I feel like if they are able to really play with that, I feel like, especially because Amelia's like obsession with ghosts, and I mean, even Hunter, the girl who plays the Pink Ranger, has started the hashtag Give Amelia a Ghost. So, like, obviously it's a big deal for her character. So it's going to be really fun to see that going forward, because obviously Ollie is more scientific based because his mother is a scientist. And again, so we're going to hopefully see more of that a lot in the future. And I really hope that becomes a characterization that we get to experience a lot, because that's honestly something that something that they really don't play with a lot in Rangers, where they play with that mentality of two people from very opposite sides of a spectrum. So I really like that. I like the overall lesson, Zayto's lesson of just don't give up, because Zayto was feeling like I was on Tuesday. I was having a real rough day on Tuesday where I felt pretty useless, pretty much like my life felt over. I'm not going to get into why, but yeah, it's a good lesson, because when you suffer from things like depression or anxiety, as I do, it's really hard to get out of that. And so seeing the Red Ranger struggle with that so early in the series, not that he's struggling with depression or anxiety, but he just struggled with a problem, and seeing him like literally struggle, like, I just want to be alone for a little while, being okay with that. I think that was such a cool way to go about it. And then him eventually learning not to give up was incredibly important and beautiful. And I love Russell was actually doing really, really well this episode. I feel like maybe the first couple episodes, maybe he just was out of a comfort zone somewhere or felt weird about the character. I think he might be stepping into the character finally in this episode. He just wasn't as flat as he was in the first two. He was still a little flat. There were still moments of flatness, but for the most part, he was doing much better. It was really nice to see Zayto in a position where he was able to go somewhere emotionally. So it was really nice to see. Gives me a little bit of hope that he's going to be a really good Red Ranger. So I'm really excited to see where he takes the character. And I'm excited to see how much more comfortable he can become with the role. As far as things I didn't like, the only thing that I really just didn't like is clearly we have a comedic duo. Clearly, they're going to be just as ridiculous as Ben and Betty were. Especially because like the whole like stepping in the bucket of cement, and then it was like all of a sudden it just dried. I mean, can we do better? I mean, please. Like, I don't like the comedic duo, and I don't like the cartooniness around it. It's fine to do cartoony characters. As a matter of fact, the actors aren't so bad. It's just the situation. So I don't know. I'm skeptical about any duo. I'm going to give them a chance, but I'm pretty skeptical of any comedic duo. So those are kind of my thoughts on the third episode of Power Rangers Dino Fury. If you are just joining the stream, I am late because I was social distancing with a couple of friends for a couple hours out on my driveway, and I'm not wearing makeup because my rosacea is inflamed. If you don't know what rosacea is, incurable skin condition, please do not make fun of me for it, because I already hate myself for it. So work in it, and anybody does, you just become a jerk. Anyway, so Dylan, we love fast-paced plot. Sometimes depends. Like I said, with like this, where it really doesn't mean much to the overall story. Yeah, fast pace is kind of good. Rangers is at its best when it's kind of fast paced, unless it needs to be. Like, there were some episodes where I'm like, this was too fast paced, but this one was fine at the rate that it was, and it was good. Hunter is fantastic. I follow her on Instagram. I follow her on Twitter. She's fantastic. I was saying this at the beginning of the stream. She is so into the fandom, and I love that. She interacts with the fandom. She's like all about being part of the fandom, which I really appreciate, because we've definitely had some Rangers that I've loved that have nothing to do with the fandom and want nothing to do with the fandom. And that, that's their choice. I would never say that's wrong or bad. But at the end of the day, like, it's a bummer when the fandom is so cool and the fandom is so like just wanting to have fun. it's really a bummer when Rangers don't want to be part of the fandom, but Hunter is fantastic. Not only is she just good at what she's doing, like I really like Amelia, but I think that she's really fantastic for just being so embracing of the community, and I just love that. Um, yeah, I just think that she's fantastic. So she posts a lot of stories about living in New Zealand and working on PR. Yeah, and they just were in a level 3 lockdown. They just left, I think, on Sunday, I think, was when they went to level 2 so they could start shooting again, but they had to freeze shooting because they went to level 3 lockdown. At least that's what Simon Bennett was saying on Twitter. And I think I also saw Hunter say it too, that they were in level 3 lockdown in New Zealand. So, where they take the virus seriously. But yeah, so I don't really follow a lot of stories because I don't like I don't like things that disappear in 24 hours. I don't have the time to keep up with that. It's like, if you want me to pay attention to you, just have it be available 5 days later when I finally am on Instagram. Yeah, I love that message too. It's okay to take a break for yourself, and sometimes you need to. And it's what's really important about that particular story is the fact that not only was he recognizing the fact that he needed some time alone, but his friends were also recognizing the fact that it's okay to let him be alone and let him be sad. Because I know in a lot of stories, a lot of times friends will be like, no, right now is not the time to be alone. You need to be with people. Let's go do something fun. No, they were accepting of it. They were like, okay, you need to be alone. That's fine. I really like that. That is the lesson that kids need to hear. That is the lesson that I never got when I was a kid. When I was dealing with my mental health stuff. I mean, I was undiagnosed with CPTSD for years and years and years and years and years. I mean, I was 34 when I was finally diagnosed with it, or 33 because I wasn't 34 yet. But I was finally diagnosed with it when I was 33 years old. I found out I was diagnosed with it when I was 34 because my therapist didn't tell me right away that that's what she was treating me for. But, so I wish I would have known that. I wish I would have realized it was okay. And I wish I had the ability to tell my friends, no, it's okay for me to be sad. It's so important to hear that lesson. So I'm glad that they're tackling storylines like that and messages like that in kids shows right now, or at least this one. I mean, it's really rare for me to see it in a kid show. Love that. Humor is really hard to do well in a kid show because it has to be really cartoony. And the cartoony and camp is you can do it really, really well, but you have to know how to do it. Like I would never choose to write it or choose to act it because I know that I would suck at it. I'm a classically trained actor. There's a video coming out about what that means. If you guys don't know what that means, there's a video coming out about it soon. But I'm a classically trained actor. So I mean, I act and I act well, but I'm good at angst. I am good at things like that. I can't do comedy to save my life. I also can't do Shakespeare to save my life, which is weird because I'm classically trained. So most people who are classically trained can do Shakespeare. I just cannot. I cannot wrap my head around Shakespeare. But yeah, I mean, it's really hard to it's honestly really hard to pull off cartoony and camp the right way. And they've definitely had comedic duos that have been able to do that. Bulk and Skull is a perfect example of when Power Rangers was really strong with their comedic duo. Capri and Mara are another great example of characters that were really cartoony and really done well. Cassidy and Devin were another really good example of that. It's kind of gone down the wayside of being kind of more on that. I always hate saying this because like people really take offense to it. It does not mean what it literally is saying. They go more stupid humor than they do smart humor. It doesn't mean that if you like it, you're stupid. It just means that it doesn't take a lot of thought to find it funny. Smart humor, like dry humor, wit, sarcasm. Those kinds of things are considered smart humor because it takes a second to understand, and some people don't understand it, which is perfectly fine. And some people don't find it funny at all. They don't find it funny at all. And that's fine. I don't find stupid humor funny, in my opinion. So that's kind of where I am with comedy. So yeah, it's hard to do in a kid show. Genuinely hard. You're right. It's hard to do in all media. Comedy is just difficult. Comedy is so difficult. I was talking about this with Sari and Jonas when they were here, and I was saying how it's like I wanted to be a comedian. I genuinely wanted to do stand up. I genuinely wanted to be like the next Lucille Ball, which ended up going to Tina Fey, but that's fine. She's extremely talented. But I really wanted to be the next Lucille Ball. But it took me doing what I was doing earlier today, which I was thinking is why I was going to be late with my stream. Turns out I was late with my stream because of Sari and Jonas. But I was helping out a speech competition here in the Twin Cities area. And we're doing it remotely this year, obviously, because of the virus. It was that way last year too, I think, but I didn't do anything last year for it. But I was helping that out, and I was telling them, like, when I was in high school and I was doing speech, and that was what helped me learn that I couldn't do comedy because I tried and I could never get people to laugh. I could never get the timing down right. And I can't do comedy, and that's fine. It's actually okay to learn what you're not good at. And I'd like to take some comedy lessons and see if I could get better at it, but I doubt it. I just don't have that talent. Funny enough, I just watched a scene where JT and Liberty crashed their car. Degrassi posted it on YouTube channel. Liberty was stressed about school, and TJ got her to go to the movies. Yeah, I vaguely remember that one. It's been a while since I've watched Degrassi. Though Mom and I are watching One Tree Hill, which is fun, on Friday night. So we were watching that last night. Kind of a similar theme. Yeah, kind of. And then she was also stressed about being pregnant. That is correct. She was pregnant at that point in time. But yeah, so I thought this was a pretty good episode. Like I said, I give about 3 episodes before I make like an official decision. And I really feel like I do think that Dino Fury is gonna be good, which makes me happy because I wanted it to be good. I want Hasbro to do well with it. I want Simon Bennett to do well with it. Like, I genuinely want them to do well because I want the franchise to do well. And I feel like it was really struggling during Neo Saban, especially under the watchful eye of Judd/Chip Lynn, which is weird because Judd used to be really good at his job back when he was credited as Judd Lynn, because he's done seasons that are fantastic and widely loved in the fan base. Even if I don't like Lightspeed Rescue, I know that a lot of people do, and that's perfectly fine. Hello, how are you? Oh, 6 o'clock, or almost 6 o'clock. My phone just told me to update my wellness thing on my benefits website. I'm an adult. I handle my benefits now on a daily basis. Anyway, but yeah, I want the franchise to do well. And so like it was really struggling under Judd Lynn, and it was just because he just wasn't, I don't think he cared anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he really cared when he took over for In Space. And so he did In Space through Time Force, and all of those are really solid seasons. Again, I don't like Lightspeed Rescue personally, but that's based on my acting and directing, and the acting in Lightspeed is just, it's not, if that's what makes me dislike it. I like the story just fine. Like, the story's great, but the writing and the acting just get to me, and it's hard. But the storyline and the characterization is solid. You know what I mean? So like, I think Judd just stopped caring, and then he left for a while, and he came back to do half of RPM. And he was still credited as Judd for RPM. And then he left again and then came back for Dino Charge, which Dino Charge started good, and then it just fell apart, And so then, like, it just, I don't know. the franchise just really, really suffered under Neo Saban. And so I really genuinely want the franchise to do well. I'm really going to be sad. I was really going to be sad if this season wasn't good. I mean, obviously it's just going to be the first one, but so I mean, it could have taken them a minute to get their bearings, but this one just seems pretty solid. So I'm just genuinely enjoying it so far. Does anybody else who may have seen it have any opinions? We can just start talking about random stuff if you want. You guys can ask me questions. I don't know what you guys want to do. I forgot to get wine before my live stream, and nobody else is in the house at the moment, so just me. Hello, thank you for always coming to these live streams. You're so wonderful. Thank you for at least stopping by and saying hi. But yeah, and I know you want the franchise to do well too. And I know it's really fun because like you've always enjoyed like the old Power Rangers stuff or whatever, but it's really been fun to like experience Power Rangers for the first time through you lately. So you just need to keep going because I'm so afraid you're eventually going to get spoiled for stuff. And I just don't want you to get spoiled. At least finish the Zordon era, please. I don't want you to get spoiled for the Zordon era. So finish the Zordon era. You're almost there. You're like halfway through Turbo, I think, right now, right? You're at the new cast, that much I know. You're at the new Turbo cast. Finish it. Finish the Zordon era, please. Just do it tonight. Can you do it tonight? Just all of it. I mean, half of Turbo in space. Got it? Because I know you've already been spoiled for something in Lost Galaxy. So finish it. But yeah, so anybody have any ideas of what to talk about while I try not? And my water, I don't have any water either. Like I'm a mess, you guys. I'm a mess. Just an utter mess. No, watch all of it, Dylan. All of it. The rest of Turbo and all of In Space tonight. Do it. I don't think Power Rangers does romance. I mean, it's a kid show, but it'd be pretty funny if Pink and Blue did. They actually do romance. Matter of fact, that's what Time Force is all about. Time Force is basically Inuyasha, just ends differently. But yeah, they actually do. They actually do deal with romance quite frequently. There was a romance Beast Morphers between the Yellow and Gold Ranger, but they do romance every once in a while. Like I said, that's pretty much the constant time, like the actual like point of Time Force actually. And they do, I'm trying to think of all the Rangers that do get together, though. Rangers that should have been together and didn't get together. But yeah, they do romance. And yeah, there's a little bit of that in this episode with Pink and Blue with Amelia and Ollie, but there was also a little bit at the beginning for Zato and Amelia as well, kind of. But I don't know where I'd go, honestly. I'm not sure. You're happy to catch a stream. You'll be lurking and listening. Well, I appreciate you lurking and listening. This is a K-drama. They do that for sure. Yeah, like I said, I mean, who knows what direction they're going to take it. We still have technically 3 more Rangers to introduce first, but actually signify what relationships are going to occur. But yeah, we've definitely had relationships. It doesn't dive too far into romance. Time Force did. And Lost Galaxy was going to. But there's things that happened in Lost Galaxy that made that impossible. But yeah, there's definitely romance. I mean, again, it's not like, I mean, it's a kid's show. So there's only so far that they can take it. But there's been kissing. There's been relationships that pop up in Power Rangers. So it definitely does happen. Start with Kim and Tommy. And then Tommy ends up with Kat, and supposedly they're like canonly married now. And then yeah, there's been a few Ranger relationships down the road. So But yeah. Anything else anybody wants to talk about that doesn't spoil other Power Ranger seasons? Because Dylan's not watched them. Dylan's halfway through Turbo. Yes. Yes. Dylan and Ziggy will forever be my favorite romance in Power Rangers in my head, but it's there. It is in everybody's head. I can't imagine a single Power Rangers fan that doesn't support the couple that should exist and doesn't. Because it's great. Yeah. That's like Offner too. It's like Soshi and Katsu. Oh my gosh. Hi, puppy. Kazuki. There it is. I couldn't think of his name. Hi, puppy. What do you need? You come and join the stream? My puppy is here. He's coming to join the stream. Actually, he probably has to go outside. I'm a mess, you guys. I'm hungry. I don't have wine started, and I don't have water. Puppy has to go potty. It's probably gonna end up being a pretty short stream because I'm gonna actually have to go and like get things. And I know I could switch things up and like leave for a hot second, but we'll see. I don't know, Dylan, do you want to join my stream? Hang out with me? I don't know. My puppy's here though. I can't get his face up enough to. Here, I'll take away Dylan's comment. Come here. Come here. Show them your pretty face. Show them your pretty face. Show them your pretty face. Oh, you're so sweet. Bye. Thanks for stopping. Bye. Can't Tell Me Romance is seriously so strange. Like they're canonically married, but their story just doesn't exist at their end in Turbo. It's like, bye, old Rangers, but our storylines, bye. Accurate story. Their romance was more, it felt like they never started dating. It feels like they both just like have crushes on each other and they did nothing with it. But that's, Turbo. Turbo's an interesting, I won't go further into Turbo. Like it's obviously better with the second cast because TJ is life, but at the end of the day, yeah, Turbo's an interesting existence in Power Rangers. There's my dog's beautiful face. When I itch his chin. There's my dog's beautiful face. This one. This beautiful dog. This beautiful dog. Yeah, he's my bubba. He's my bubba. Do you have something to say? Can you say woof? No? You have to stretch first? Okay. Can you say woof? No, that's a sneeze. Say woof. Say woof. Woof. There. Good boy. He was saying it. He was just whispering it because I've been trying to get him to whisper more lately instead of actually bark. So a lot of times I say woof, he'll just whisper, which is great because I like when he whispers because it's a lot nicer than barking. But he's been whispering a lot lately, so it's been really weird for him to vocalize completely when I tell him to. You can join me. Just let you get some food first. Dang it. I don't get food, Dylan. I don't get food. I also don't get water because it's empty and I don't have any water around. I think there's like a little tiny bit. There. Just a little tiny bit. All right, I'll send you the link, Dylan. I gotta go find. How do you Twitter messages? I gotta send Dylan the link. Hold on. Dylan. Why is it? New message. Dylan. Next. Okay, there we go. Okay. I will send him. There. I invited Dylan to the stream to come hang out and chat. We can chat Power Rangers. We can chat whatever. Also, these from back in 2018, there are some pictures he sent me that I still use one of them. But it was from when he was over. Well, he wasn't at my house when he took the photos, but it was from when he came to my house. This was back in December of 2018. And we had filmed a video when he was here of him trying, Norwegian food, just Norwegian, like he tried lefse and krumkake, and which are hors d'oeuvres, desserts, whatever you want to call them. We'll have them for whatever during the kind of the holiday season. So it's really, I couldn't actually find krumkake. My friend actually had to make krumkake for me. And so it was really kind of funny. So I wanted to have the thumbnail be lutefisk, which if you guys don't know what lutefisk is, good. If you're just joining the stream, just so you guys know, I am not wearing makeup because of my rosacea and incurable skin condition that is very painful. Don't make fun of me about it. I already hate myself enough. Anyway, and then also the live stream is late because I was hanging out with some friends, social distanced, safely outside. They were even masked. I just didn't wear mine, but we were 6 feet away, socially distant. We were safe. And what else? Oh, if you guys missed the talk of the actual episode, we did that a little earlier. Now we're just kind of chatting. My friend Dylan is going to join me soon. There we go. That's the whole gist of everything. Anyway, so I told him to send me pictures of him that were like disgusted. So then I was going to be lutefisk. So if you guys don't know what a lutefisk is, it is cod that is dried, or any kind of white fish, but cod is most common. And it is dried and then soaked in lye and then set out for 3 days so that the poison that is in lye goes away. And this is things Norwegians eat for fun. And he did not try lutefisk. I would not have made him try lutefisk. I don't even like to eat lutefisk. I don't like it. And actually, I guess I don't know if I don't like it. I haven't had it in a really long time. And I know taste buds change over time. So who knows, maybe I'd like it now. But anyway, but I had the thumbnail be lutefisk and then have him be like just disgusted by it, just like clickbaity, whatever. It's fun. It's fine. But yeah, he actually tried the good Norwegian foods, which is fantastic. But anyway, yeah, so lutefisk existed back before the refrigerators. It was just a way to keep fish from going bad by soaking it in literal poison. It's fine. Soaking fish in literal poisons, good for you, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, anybody else want to chat about anything at this point? I'm just enjoying life while I tried not to fall asleep because I'm very tired. I didn't sleep well last night. I mean, I did, but I slept late and then woke up early. So, because my brain hates me. My brain hates me. And most people with anxiety, like they can't fall asleep. I can fall asleep just fine. It's staying asleep that's the problem. So, or sleeping full nights because my brain just automatically wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I love this microphone because I can just mute it whenever I want. It sounds weird though because I'm plugged into it, so I can hear myself in here. So when I press mute, I literally can't hear anything, and it's fantastic. It just really messes me up. I don't know when Dylan's gonna join, but I think he's seen it. He's seen it. Little check mark. I don't know. I don't know what. Oh no, you know what? No, because the blue check mark means he's seen it. The gray check mark means I sent it. Got it. I understand how that works. Mm-hmm. Anyway. Anybody have anything else to talk about? Well, if I'm blocked by that person. Sorry, I'm just clicking through people that I've talked to on Twitter, and I got blocked from somebody because I called her ableist. Because she was being ableist. That's what happens when you are an ally. And actually, it wasn't necessarily ableist because of that. It was, I would have done that too, but she was saying how you can only be smart if you read, which is ableist, because there are people who are dyslexic like me who do not read for pleasure, do not read necessarily, or will read if they need to learn. But for the most part, I learn from doing, I learn from experience, and I learn from watching. So I find that incredibly ableist, and a lot of other people do too who are dyslexic. Find ableist to indicate that the only way you can be smart is if you read, because it isn't true. 'Tis not true at all. So she blocked me. And then also fired me from the voiceover job that I was working on for her. So, it's fine. I've also been blocked by PETA on Twitter. That's my favorite. Do we want to see me being blocked on Twitter by PETA? I have to Google their PETA Twitter. If you guys don't believe me, I'm literally blocked by PETA. Okay. Hold on. Wait. No, you do have to do it on this one. I'll literally show you. Share screen. Share screen. Want to share this one? Share. See? I'm blocked by PETA. It's my favorite. I'm blocked by PETA, and it's hilarious. If you guys want to know that story, I am going to come out with a video eventually about them and why they blocked me. Well, not necessarily why they blocked me, but essentially why they blocked me. I don't like PETA, if you guys don't know. I'm an animal rights advocate, or an animal advocate, but I do not like PETA. Anybody else want to chat about it? It's kind of quiet, man. Oh my gosh, 1 year ago today is when my parents' cat passed away. Wow. Huh. I realized that was today. 1 year ago today. That was a surprise. She was sick for a little while, but she was supposed to get better, and then I found her that night. No longer with us. She was a cute little cat. I miss her. But now I've got, where is she? I don't know where Nova is. Nova! I don't know where Nova's at. Somewhere. And I have Nova, my sweet little baby girl, who is the worst cat ever, but also the best cat ever at the same time. Go figure how that works. She's both the worst and the best all at the same time. This is such a true tweet. Dino Fury's use of teleportation in 3 episodes really calls into question why the frick Ranger teams didn't use it after 1988. Accurate statement. Why haven't we used it? It's so silly. It's just so silly. Oh my goodness, my friends are just chatting away. I'd like to know what they're chatting about. Is anybody going to talk to me? Or should I just talk about my rosacea more? Bring more attention to it? Whatever you guys want. I don't know. You guys want me to talk about my rosacea? How it's super inflamed today, and I'm surprised it doesn't hurt, because it usually does. Actually, it is warm, so I can definitely feel it warm. It feels like I have a fever if I touch my face. It feels like I have a fever right now. But I'm not in pain. My face doesn't hurt. It's warm, but it doesn't hurt. So, but yeah, if you guys don't know what rosacea is, I said it a little earlier, but maybe you guys weren't here. Whoever is here may not have been here. But rosacea is an incurable skin condition that hurts. But essentially, it's just your blood vessels in your face inflame, and because they're irritated and they inflame, which causes the redness that you see. And then it can also cause what is called, I hate the term because a lot of people mistake it for actual acne. It's not. but it's acne rosacea. People think that it's adult acne. It's not. I mean, you get rosacea when you're an adult. Thought I heard somebody talking. Oh, my parents are home. They're up in their unit. I was hearing talking. Anyway. But yeah, rosacea is, I can get wine. I'm going to text my mother. Excuse me. I'm thirsty. Okay, wine is not the best way to get not thirsty, but wine? Question mark. Anyway, so if you guys don't know what rosacea is, it is your blood vessels get irritated and inflamed. It causes redness in your skin where you're like kind of literally seeing just blood vessels, and then you can get also bumps that are called acne or rosacea acne. It's not acne. It is not the same concept. It is not pimples. It is simply just bumps. So I call them rosacea bumps, and I get a lot of them. They cannot be treated the same way acne is treated, and so people do not make fun of me, please. Hi. Oh, I see. He's here. Dylan is here. Dylan is here. Welcome, Dylan, wearing his crown, being a
Hi.
Nah. You are a fabulous queen, Dylan.
Oh, I know. That's why I decided to put it on. I put it on today.
My parents came home and I was like scared because like all of a sudden I heard talking upstairs and I was like, what the heck? But I'm wearing my sound canceling headphones and so I could hear it through the microphone.
Oh.
So I was like freaking out when you weren't here. And turns out that my parents are just here. And then I texted my mom for some wine. Hey, come say hi to Dylan. He's on the stream with me.
Hey, Dylan.
Hi.
How are you, sweetheart?
I'm good. How are you?
You can't see me.
He can't
see me.
Hi.
He hear you though. Oh. Here, you can put these on.
Yeah, I can't hear him.
Yeah.
Well, no, he can. Yeah.
No, you right. Yeah, I meant to say.
Hi, sweetheart. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
You look awesome.
Thank you.
I love your tea. You're awesome.
It is a crown, and he is a fabulous queen.
Yeah.
Well, that then would be era. It's a
princesses get tiaras.
Oh, sorry.
I know it's a small crown.
He's not a Disney princess.
I got it from Amazon, so it's tiny. It was cheap.
Well, we to get you a better one then.
Yeah, I know. I do.
All right. I love you, sweetie.
I love you too.
I'm sorry I didn't bring you any wine. I'm sorry I didn't bring you any wine.
It's okay. I have water. It's fine.
It'll be a while.
Okay.
It takes a little while to get to Oregon.
Oregon. Well, you got lots of great wine there, though. So, anyway, all right, sweetheart. I love you. Bye-bye.
I love you too. Bye.
And that was my mother.
Yes, it was nice to see her.
Yeah, my mom's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
His sound canceling headphones messed me up though because like I literally did not hear her come in. All of a sudden I saw her just walking around the corner. I was like, oh.
I forgot we had comments. That's fine.
Nobody's commented lately, so it's fine.
It's okay.
I was talking about my rosacea and how I'm surprised I'm not in ridiculous pain because it's super inflamed right now.
Well, at least they're not in pain.
It's definitely warm, and this is not going to help. You're not supposed to drink alcohol.
Oh my gosh.
It's fine. I'm not putting makeup on, so it's whatever. Like I pick my evils.
Yeah.
I pick my vices, and this is one of them. Like I enjoy my wine. And
That's
actually,
good.
Wine, if you're gonna have rosacea if you're gonna have a flare up with rosacea and you're gonna drink alcohol, red wine is actually the best because it does thin out your blood, so it helps the vessels, the blood vessels, a little bit.
So you should drink red wine.
I mean, it would be better for me not to drink, better to drink water and take ibuprofen. But putting alcohol in my body means I shouldn't take ibuprofen now. So.
Oh, well. You have to pick and choose.
Pick your evils. And I'm like, I'll drink wine. Now wear makeup. It's fine. get made fun of because I'm ugly. It's fine.
No.
That's why I started wearing makeup, because people kept making comments about my rosacea and calling it acne, and I'm like, it's not even acne though.
I know, people are so stupid.
It's not even acne.
No.
So I don't even know how to help anybody.
You can't. Don't even let those people like fall off of you. They're not even worth it.
No.
Though they're not even worth like scraping off your shoe.
I still love the comment that somebody put on my YouTube one day. I want to do one of those. I don't know if you watch TikTok, but
no, I need to. I've been thinking about it. I watch them when they get posted other places, but
okay. So you probably have seen the drama effect one where somebody says something and all of a sudden this dramatic music starts playing and they say something like dramatic about it. I want to do that, but with this comment, because I might do that tonight because I haven't posted anything on TikTok today, and I post on TikTok every day. I have since like November. Anyway,
nice.
yeah, and anyway, they called me pizza face. And I was like, but pizza's delicious. Does that mean my face is delicious?
I love it.
Absolutely delicious. Like, thank you for the compliment. I know full well he did not mean that as a compliment.
I mean, I take it as a compliment. Do that. That's how I would do with like all of my weird comments back in the day, like about being, gay or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, okay, yeah, give me the D. I'll take it.
Oh, the anime community, both you and I had. I mean, you're still kind of part of it, but you're on a very different side of it.
Yeah, I'm not actually a part of it because like it's honestly okay. I don't know if I want to get too into it, but like it's honestly like high school where there's like little cliques.
Yeah,
that's basically what it is. We're in our own little bubble.
Yeah.
And we stay in our bubble, and we see little bubbles around us of people like being
But the
crazy.
thing is, like, the problem is the kind of anime that I would be into, like if I was still into anime. Like, I mean, I kind of am. I just my trauma response to anime is really bad, so I can't. I try sometimes to watch anime. Like I've rewatched Inuyasha, and I've rewatched Gundam Wing, and I've rewatched like Gundam 00, whatever shows that don't remind me of the trauma.
Don't force yourself.
Yeah, my therapist doesn't want me to either.
No.
We're taking it very slowly. It's actually it's actually a point of conversation with my therapist, but it's really interesting now. Good. Yeah, it's really interesting now to have actually been diagnosed with CPTSD, because it's like, it's really like, it makes sense as to like why I can't even watch anime anymore. Why I can't even watch anime anymore. So when I was into it, the kind of anime that I was into was shonen and seinen. And so that meant that I surround myself with immature boys most of the time. And so I ended up in a very sexist place in the anime community, because I was a girl who was talking about boy stuff in the anime community. And it was just not a good situation, not a good place.
Which is so ridiculous, because what year are we in? Like, even
to be fair, this was back in the early 2010s, though. All of my drama happened in 2012.
True, but even then, like, it's crazy.
Yeah. And it feels good to actually have the words out there now. I was really scared for that story time. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, anybody who's in the stream right now, I did a story time. You can go find it. It's one of my most recent story times.
Yeah.
Just search story channel, where I talk about my experience in the anime community, why I don't watch anime anymore, and why I don't talk about it on this channel anymore. And it was actually really well received. I was really expecting it to be well received, because there are people who follow me still on YouTube and stuff who try to basically tear me down every single time I even mention the term anime. Because I'm not allowed to communicate anymore. I'm genuinely not allowed.
People frustrate me.
I would have to start a new channel. Yeah.
That's what I did.
One of the reasons. That's actually one of the reasons why I It's actually one of the reasons why I changed my YouTube name from AG Acting Girl to my name, because one of the reasons was I wanted to be more, I I wanted to start focusing more on the acting stuff and directing stuff. And to do that, I need to have everything kind of matched all the way around. And an internet handle isn't as good for that as your actual name to be taken seriously in like a business kind of sense.
Right.
Which for me is important. So that's one of the reasons. But the other reason why was because I wanted to wash clean of AG Acting Girl. That reminded me of anime, and that reminded me of the anime community. And I just needed to wash myself clean of that.
I get that.
Yeah. A lot of people were like, why'd you change your name? And I'm like, I just wanted to be more serious. But I never talked about the other reason because I was so afraid to talk about publicly what happened. Even though what happened was extremely public and extremely traumatizing. But
so stupid too.
I was attacked for months and months and months and months. And I mean, I'm lucky that I didn't get doxxed because there are people that I used to be friends with, that you and I both used to be friends with, that knew my personal information, knew my phone number, knew my address. I still live in the same place that I lived back then. Matter of fact, that's where I used to do my videos, right there where the 3 canvases are. That's where when I was in front of my green wall, that's where I did my videos. And so they knew where I lived. They could have easily doxed me. So I'm very happy that they didn't. Yeah. But they very much easily could have. Hey, Raphael, thank you for joining us. I know we're a little late today. We're a little late today because I was social distancing with some friends, which I feel like is more important than a live stream, is interacting with people face to face. And I'm not wearing makeup today because my rosacea is extremely inflamed. And if you want to know more about rosacea, you can watch what you missed of the live stream because I've talked about it a couple times. But essentially, my face hates me and it's incurable. So, and I shouldn't be drinking alcohol, but I am anyway.
Because you do what you want. You are an independent woman.
An independent woman.
And you can drink your wine if you want to.
And I'm 34. Dang it. Do what I want. What was it? I think it was Christmas Eve, because I think that's the last time we quarantine potted with my sister's family. But it was Christmas Eve. And it had to have been because that was the last time that I got tipsy. And and my mom looked at me at one point. She's like, no more alcohol for you. And I was like, fine. And just as Mark and Melissa, my sister and my brother-in-law, were leaving, I grabbed another glass of wine. My mom looked at me and I said, I'm a grown up and I do what I want. And she goes, you sound just like your dad. And my dad was also holding a glass of alcohol. So we cheers and said, we do what we want.
That's awesome. I love that. I remember you telling me about that, I think I
posted about it on Twitter.
Or post about it, yeah.
Yeah. Favorite season of Sentai. So my favorite season of Sentai is Time Ranger. It's so darn good. But I also want to give accolades to Mega Ranger and to Jetman because those guys are were my favorites. Actually, it went Jetman, then Die Ranger, then Mega Ranger, and then Time Ranger. But Time Ranger is definitely my favorite. I only watch, just so anybody who watches Sentai here knows, I do only watch things that are legally available in the United States, meaning that they have been distributed in the United States. However you watch Sentai is completely up to you. I do not judge how you watch the Sentai. I know if anybody from the anime realm is here, they would know that is kind of a surprise. I've kind of changed my tune quite a bit, but it's because of that experience where I learned that no matter how I feel about it, other people are going to feel differently. So however you do, it's fine. But for me, I buy it from Shout Factory and I watch it then. But that is all. So I have not seen a lot of newer Sentais because obviously the newest that is out in the United States is Hurricaneger, which is also really good. I actually really liked that one.
Oh yeah.
Like I love Ninja Storm, but like Hurricaneger was badass. It was good. How many Sentais have you seen, Dylan? I don't remember.
I've only seen 4. Completely. Okay, so and then
you've seen Jetman, Jew Ranger, Die Ranger, and Kaku Ranger?
No, I've seen Jew Ranger, Die Ranger, Kaku Ranger, and O Ranger.
Well, that's right. You saw O Ranger, and then we started watching Car Ranger when we were at my house last time.
I'm basically at the same place in Car Ranger as I am with Turbo. I'm at that same late middle part, I guess.
Yeah.
And I did start Jetman on Shout's website like a few months ago, just because I was curious and I really liked it.
I remember you saying something about Jetman at some point.
I just haven't finished it. I kind of like started watching it and then just like fell off of it. But I really liked what I saw. Like it was compelling from the beginning. So like I want to watch more of it.
Jetman's so good. And if it helps, I like Jungle Fury. I had to look up Geki Ranger because I couldn't remember which one it was, but it's Jungle Fury. I do like Jungle Fury. So I would really love to see Geki Ranger. That's one of the ones on my list of ones I want to see. Basically any Power Ranger season that I really love, I want to see the Sentai of, except for Go Onger, because I know that apparently that one really sucks, which is RPM. RPM's so good.
Oh, wow, I didn't expect that.
Well, apparently the Sentai is a comedy, which I mean shouldn't surprise me, but like watching RPM, like that is so far from a comedy.
Wow, that's such a weird adaptation then.
I've heard Changeman is really good. But again, it's not available here, so that's fine. Time Ranger is a very interesting season. To get I understand my personal opinion of things. My favorite Gundam, well, my second favorite Gundam, my favorite Gundam is Gundam Below, but my favorite Gundam in the anime that got me into anime was Gundam Wing, which is probably the most boring Gundam ever, because it's basically nothing but politics. So my personal opinion of things is very different than a lot of other people's personal opinions of things. So just so you are aware, I do not judge one for their personal opinions about things. Have at it. Time Ranger I feel like is really good. It really fits Time Force. Like Time Force is obviously more kid friendly, but Time Force and Time Ranger are actually very similar. So Dylan, when you eventually get to Time Force, it's basically Time Ranger.
Okay.
So it'll spoil Time Ranger for you completely.
Okay.
From beginning to end, it'll basically just spoil Time Ranger for you.
Interesting. So I should watch them together then?
May not be a bad idea. Maybe, I mean, there's one thing that there are differences between the two. So you would be surprised with a couple of things in Time Ranger, but yeah. Also, what's really funny about Time Ranger, the difference between Time Ranger and Time Force is I love Eric. Eric's my favorite character in Time Force, but his Sentai counterpart, which I can't think of the name off the top of my head at the moment. Anybody can correct me in the comments if you'd like to. But I can't think of his name off the top of my head. I hate him. He's so unlikable in the Sentai.
That's so interesting.
So sad because I was so excited to see that character because I love Eric so much and I knew that the characters are pretty similar. And I'm just like, I hate him. I don't like him. But apparently that's common. Like people just don't like him. And that's pretty common.
Also, hi, Matt.
Hi, Matthew. I didn't realize you were streaming until just barely. I'm assuming that was a typo. Matthew is the master of typos, if you didn't know. Because just barely doesn't make sense. But Matthew, I love you anyway. But
until just recently.
Yeah, just recently, I'm assuming. Yeah, I'm a little late today, and as you can see, I'm not wearing makeup. But you already know because you were part of that conversation where I was talking about that my rosacea was super inflamed today. So I'm choosing makeup over. I'm choosing wine over makeup today.
Right.
Time Yellow or Katie? I mean that's really hard because Time Yellow is a dude. And Katie is not. But Time Yellow has one of the best stories, honestly, in my opinion. Like, I love his story. So I'm going to go with Time Yellow because he's just so fun and so cute. Though it's funny. So I'm watching One Tree Hill with my mom right now. And the Blue Ranger from Time Force is coming. I'm so excited because I've shown mom Time Force. So I've shown mom a few Power Ranger seasons, basically all the ones that I love. So she's watched Mystic Force, she's watched Time Force, she's watched Jungle Fury, she has watched RPM, and she's watched SPD.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so I was like, you're going to see somebody familiar in season 2. And she's like, oh, really? And I'm like, yep. She's like, I'm probably not going to realize it. I'm like, you're going to realize it. You're going to see it. Because, I mean, he basically went from Time Force to One Tree Hill. So. Yes, that's what I meant. Showing my lack of intelligence. No, it's not your lack of intelligence.
No, it was
It's your beautiful typoing experience, Matthew.
Yes.
You are the king if Dylan is the queen, just in general, the queen, you are the king of typos. Doesn't mean you guys are married. It's fine. But
no.
you guys are royalty from different kingdoms. Dylan is just the queen, and you are the king of typos. You are different kingdoms.
There we
go. This is my first wine. I'm fine.
I can't wait to see you on your third.
No, this is my first glass of wine, and I'm Polish. Like, I'm good.
Wow.
Have seen Maji Ranger? I've not seen Maji Ranger. I've seen bits and pieces of Maji Ranger. Again, it's not available yet, and I'm real salty about it. So, the 3 Sentais that I want to see more than ever are Abba Ranger, Deca Ranger, and Maji Ranger. Literally 3 in a row. And shout stops right at the beginning of Abba Ranger, right before they release Abba Ranger. Like, that's why when people are like, but Turbo Ranger, I'm like, but give me Abba Ranger. Give me Deca Ranger. And give me Maji Ranger. Like, I understand the differences between. I already know pretty much everything that I need to know about Maji Ranger because it's pretty much all been spoiled for me. I've got friends who are super into Maji Ranger. And so when I got into Mystic Force, they were all like, but Maji Ranger. And so they basically spoiled so much about Maji Ranger for me.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah. I've got friends who spoil things and it makes me sad, but it's fine. I mean, essentially Power Rangers spoils the Sentai for you to an extent. What's weird, what really tripped me up, is Turbo does not spoil you for Car Ranger, even a little.
No. It's completely different. Like,
the end is completely different. My thoughts on Super Mega Force. Ooh. How much time you got? Okay, here's my thing. So Mega Force, just in general, I really appreciate, and actually this is going to be a video that I was going to film today. I was going to actually film videos today, but then my rosacea inflamed, and then and Jonas came, and then my live stream ended up being at 6:00. Well, 5:00 really, but it's still going at 6:30. My thoughts on Mega Force, just in general, is I really appreciate the callbacks to Mighty Morphin, since it was, I mean, Super Mega Force was the 21st anniversary season, but it served as the 20th. We're not gonna fault Saban on counting, I guess, today. But so it served as the 20th anniversary, right? So just Mega Force, Super Mega Force in general was the 20th anniversary, right? So I really like the callbacks. They have a character named Ernie who owns, instead of a juice bar, owns a frozen yogurt place. And their mentor is a talking head, and actually references Zordon. He's one of Zordon's proteges. How a talking head from Eltar that's stuck in a glass tube got to know a tiki head, I will never know. But I've got my own headcanon about it. So I want Boom to hit me up, and I would love to write the story and then have somebody else just draw it for me. But cool. I mean, Dylan, we could make that comic. I don't know. We could sell it to Boom Comics. Let's just do it. Anyway, but you have to watch Mega Force, and you have to finish the Zordon era first, because you need to finish the Zordon era. Anyway.
I know. I've got all of it. Well, all of the last
everything.
half.
Well, basically everything that you need. Everything that you need to watch, you've got. Anyway, and so I like the callbacks. I really appreciate them. And the video that I have coming, or the video I don't have coming, I was going to film today, was me ranking all the Power Ranger mentors. So obviously I talked about Gosei. I feel like Gosei, not to spoil that video or anything, but I feel like Gosei, I mean, this isn't going to say where he's at in the ranking, but I feel like Gosei, there wasn't enough separation between Zordon and Gosei, honestly, in my opinion, that really made Gosei stand out as a mentor, because they just made him basically Zordon 2.0.
Okay.
And so, like, I don't know. So, but Mega Force in itself, I mean, Neo Saban is just weak at best. I mean, the strongest season was Dino Charge, was season 1 of Dino Charge. When I say Dino Charge, I mean Dino Charge, not Dino Supercharge. Season 1 of Dino Charge was genuinely where Neo Saban was at its strongest. Super Mega Force could have been so freaking good. Super Mega Force could have been one of the best seasons had they cast it decently. I mean, Sierra Hannah, fantastic. Azim Rizek, great. So Gia and Jake, the actors who played Gia, the Yellow Ranger, and Jake, the Black/Green Ranger, fantastic. I like them. Everybody else, mediocre at best, in my opinion. And Super Mega Force could have been so good. But Saban stopped caring about the franchise a long time ago, which is why he sold. Well, he sold it by accident. But when he bought it back, he didn't really care enough about it. I am friendly with. I'm not gonna say we're friends, but I am friendly with one of the original producers on Power Rangers. We've known each other for a very long time. Dylan knows him too. We raved together. Okay, we raved together.
I danced with him, and he was scared. I'm just kidding.
Our friend Melissa also knows him because he goes to Anime Detour every year, and Dylan and Melissa have both been to Detour with me, and because I'm friendly with him, like obviously we have conversations back and forth with one another. And one of our favorite things to talk about is Power Rangers because I am a filmmaker. He knows I studied film in college. He knows that is my expertise. That's his expertise as well. So he enjoys talking about the production with me. And he actually came back for one season of Neo Saban, believe it or not. He did come back and he talked about what his position was. And he made it seem like that Saban just really didn't care about the franchise anymore. And that just seemed to be just the case. Like Super Mega Force was clear. It was right before Jedlin came back, or Chiplin came back to the franchise. Because he came back for Dino Charge. So many Dino seasons, you guys. He came back for Dino Charge. But so this was right before Jedlin came back. And I feel like Neo Saban at its best is weak. Aside from Dino Charge. Dino Charge season 1 was like Jedlin, old Jedlin, and then all of a sudden Jedlin's like, oh, we're trying too hard, and then messed up season 2. I mean, I don't want to talk bad about season 2 to Dylan because I want him to enjoy Dino Charge when he gets to it. If he ever gets to it, he can't even finish the Sword on Era. But
I can do it.
But Dino Charge, I mean, Dino Charge by far is the best Neo Saban season. Both seasons are the best. Go check out Go Kaiger. I don't remember which one that one is. Oh,
I'm not familiar either. I feel like it's probably a later one.
Oh God, that's Super Mega Force.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
We were talking about that on the last stream actually, because they're pirates. They're space pirates. They are Spike Spiegel.
Oh.
They're space pirates, and they basically steal the other Sentai's powers or something like that, which explains why they are the way they are in Super Mega Force. But I wish they were space pirates in Super Mega Force. That'd be nice.
That would be cool.
If you were to cosplay a specific ranger, who would it be and why? I can see Britt being a Red Ranger and Dylan being a Blue Ranger. Actually, I would probably cosplay a Blue Ranger. I would probably cosplay Maddie from Mystic Force, which is the Mystic Force Blue Ranger. She is fantastic. I would do like one of because it doesn't matter with SPD because SPD, they're positions. And so they can move from position to position. So I would probably just cosplay one of the SPD Power Rangers as well, because I could do their like civilian suits as well, because they actually have like uniforms that they wear when they're not morphed. And then they also have their suits, which I really like those suits a lot. So if I could cosplay a Power Ranger, I'd probably be either a member of SPD or I would be Maddie from Mystic Force, just in general.
I like that. For me, I have a couple options. Like I would love to be Billy because he's so important to me. So that's like number one. But if I had to pick a different one, I would probably pick either Dylan or Ziggy from RPM. I'm not sure who. I don't know. We'll decide on the day. But
here's the thing. Here's what you do when you're in a relationship. You cosplay one and your boyfriend cosplays the other.
That's what I was thinking.
And then we can all live out that dream together.
Yes.
Oh, Dylan and Ziggy getting together. Favorite team ups
that.
in Power Rangers. Okay, so as far as anniversary specials are concerned, Once a Ranger wins out on everything, even though Operation Overdrive is not my favorite season. It's my least favorite Disney season. But Once a Ranger is by far the best team up in my opinion. It's 2 episodes long. They really give the storyline a really good focus on both teams, which does not happen a lot of them. As far as like not big special team ups, I would have to say probably the Time Force Wild Force team up. Because I just really love Time Force. But what I love about Time Force is the characterization and how the characters interact with one another. And so trying to not spoil it as much as possible, I really love just how they go about with how they reintroduce the characters in that particular team up. Plus Eric and Taylor Forever.
And I don't have an answer to that question because I haven't gotten any. So
correct. You will in Turbo. You will get technically a team up in Turbo. Technically.
Okay.
It's not. No. Sorry, in space. Sorry. No. In space.
Mm.
In space.
Oh, I'm excited.
With Turbo. Clearly.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Kind
okay.
of.
Okay.
Kind of. Wait. Does robot episode mean anything to you yet, Dylan?
I don't think so.
Damn it. I need you to watch the robot episode.
I'm getting there. I just watched the pizza episode. I finally watched it. I think I messaged you. I thought I did.
Maybe. I don't remember.
It was a while ago.
So the robot episode really messed me up when I was a kid. Just absolutely messed me up. What was the name of the robot episode?
Well, I don't know, but I'm gonna look at my DVDs because I'll see it maybe. Let's see. Oh wait, do they not list the episodes? Hold on.
They should. I think they do on the inside.
On the inside, yeah. Let's see. Is this
it's called the Robot. Yeah, it's called the Robot Ranger. That's what it's called, the Robot Ranger.
So I've watched all of season 1. The Robot Ranger. Oh, I'm getting close to it.
Okay, that one messed me up when I was a kid. Just absolutely messed me up. Shouldn't have, but it did.
Do you know which one? Do you know when the pizza episode was? I forget. I forget what it's called.
One of the. It's honestly like really close to the beginning of the second team.
Yeah, because I feel like I just watched it, so I'm really, really close. Because Robot Ranger is episode 30.
Oh, have you gotten to the Phantom Ranger yet?
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, no, you wouldn't have because you're not back to Hillary yet.
No, I'm not. That's right.
Because I just came across Hillary's first episode back. How close are you to Hillary when time freezes over? Vanishing Act.
I'm on that disc. I think. Wait, am I on that disc?
Oh, there's the Phantom Ranger. Oh, yeah. The Phantom Ranger is introduced in the very next episode. You're getting, if you just watched Trouble by the Slice, then your very next episode is the Phantom Phenomenon, which is where the Phantom Ranger is first introduced.
Maybe I have watched that. I don't know. I'll have to rewatch something maybe. Netflix is weird, though.
Oops, hold on. Does familiar to you? Hold on. Let me share. Well, I just screwed up. Hold on. Whoa, cat. She just jumped off of my. She just jumped from my shelf right here down. Does this guy look familiar, Dylan? Whoa, that is really trippy.
My gosh.
Sorry if you have epilepsy.
So here's the thing.
Does that guy look
familiar? He does look familiar, but it's only because I've seen him in Car Ranger. I got through his episodes in Car Ranger.
Okay.
I don't think I've seen him in this series yet.
Okay. I wasn't sure where you were in Car Ranger.
Yeah,
okay, back to
kind of the same place. It kind of happened in weird order, though. I think it happened a little bit earlier. I can't tell though. It's a blur. Sure, it's a blur.
So your thoughts on SPD? I mean, Dylan doesn't have any thoughts on SPD because he's not seen it.
Mm-hmm.
But my thoughts on SPD, I actually just talked about this on Wednesday because I guessed it on a podcast, on a Power Rangers podcast. It'll be coming out on
Oh.
St. Patrick's Day, where they're right now, the season that they're in, they're talking about SPD. And we watched actually one of my favorite Sid episodes. Oh, I love it. Anyway, so I got to watch that on Wednesday, which was fantastic. I have not watched an episode of Power Rangers in a while. I mean, aside from Dino Fury, obviously. But I think the last episode of Power Rangers I've seen that was not Dino Fury was the last episode of Beast Morphers, I think. Because I don't think I've watched. That's not true. I rewatched the Psycho Ranger episodes before they left Netflix. Because I wasn't sure when I was actually going to be able to watch it. Anyway. So my thoughts on SPD. I have a very strange relationship with SPD. Because when I first watched it, I didn't like it. I want nothing to do with it. And then the second time I watched it, I was like, it screws up the timeline. And now it's one of my favorites. So there you go.
That's really interesting. And that's actually a really interesting discussion too, because like just thinking about like the books that I've read like in the past when I was like in high school, like going back to those books is really, really hard because like there are certain things about it that I've grown up and like there are things that I don't like anymore. So it's interesting how you're kind of like the opposite, where you didn't like it before and now you're like you see it differently.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, to be fair, like SPD has the best characterization in the entire franchise. Like if you want good characterization in Power Rangers, SPD is the best to go to. I mean, SPD is one of those ones that I class with like it not being a kid show anymore. Honestly, I mean it is clearly, but it's also Kelson Henderson's first like role as being like a main role in it.
Nice. I'm gonna watch it eventually.
Welcome back. Thank you for coming
back.
I hope your food was good. Once a Ranger should have been the finale. I mean, not really, because the whole reason why Once a Ranger happened was because the Rangers need to learn a lesson. So they learned their lesson and they actually became better Rangers because of it. So I don't think Once a Ranger should have been the finale. I think it would have been a cool finale, but I don't think aside from Legendary Battle, because that was the finale, I don't think a big team up should be the finale, because I think that the Power Ranger team that exists should be the reason why they win. But obviously, like Legendary Battle was different. Hi, Melissa. Thanks for joining us.
Hello.
Sorry, we're talking about Power Rangers because I know you have like no interest in that, but that's fine. We can talk about other things too. I promise.
Yeah.
I'm trying really hard not to talk too much Power Rangers because I don't want to spoil things for Dylan. So I'm trying really hard not to spoil things.
It's okay. Can we also just one little thing that I want to critique about these DVDs though? Wait, what?
Hold on. Let me just laugh at this comment for a minute because accurate. A Squad's the worst. So I have A Squad. I have an A Squad figure because it came with Sky. And he's still in the box. I don't even display him because I don't like A Squad. A Squad's the worst. Not to spoil. And I'm not spoiling anything for Dylan, I promise. But there is a reason why A Squad's the worst. Sorry, I had to laugh at that for just talking because A Squad's the worst.
It's all good. So
my rosacea's hot right now because I'm laughing so hard and I'm drinking
hot wine,
which, like I said, yeah, it's getting really hot. I'm really hoping it doesn't start to hurt.
Oh, I hope not.
Not a wine. I hope not. Anyway, what you were gonna DVDs?
Yeah, I was gonna just critique like the design of these DVDs make absolutely no sense because have you seen them? Do you have these? I forget if you have them or not.
I don't have the turbo ones.
Okay, so
I don't have the turbo ones, no.
They're literally the same picture on the front and back. The spine for both parts is the Yellow Ranger. And the back has the new cast on both of them. It's so weird. Also, is that which one? I forget. Is that Carol Hoyt or is that?
That one's
Carol Hoyt.
I think that one's Hillary. No, I think that was Hillary, isn't it?
That's Carol, I think.
That's Carol Hoyt. Yeah, you're right. That's Carol. Yeah. You can tell that's Carol.
It's so strange. Like, I mean, it's fine because I feel like I understand why they kept the old team on Turbo to like kind of transition into it. But I still just wish it would have just started like a new cast completely. Like, I don't know. And I know they had to. Yeah. Anyway,
new cast is so much better. Let me tell you,
it is so much better. I love Cassie and TJ so much.
I ship them so hard.
Mm-hmm.
I ship them so hard. They're so good. But yeah, I don't know. I like the new cast, and I don't like Carol Hoyt. Like, I'm out there and say it. I'm sorry, Carol Hoyt, if you ever come across this live stream and come this far.
I don't either. It's oh my god.
I don't like Carol Hoyt.
It's so funny to laugh at her though.
After I watched Car Ranger and I watched Turbo afterwards, I was like, oh my god, I just need Hillary back. Just give me her back. She's so good.
Mm-hmm. What's funny
Hillary's
is I watched
You're close.
I know, I'm very, very close. I know.
You're close.
I watched a video of like it was on YouTube, like a suggested video of like this really bad movie, and like this is like the title was like the worst dialogue ever, where it was like a daughter going, "What are you doing, Mom?" And she's like, I don't remember what the line was, but she basically said she was gonna kill her, but it made no sense in the context of the scene at all. Yeah. And I watched it, and she acted just like Carol Hoyt, so I was like, is this Turbo?
Speaking of really awkward scenes, do you remember when we watched Car Ranger? Was it Car Ranger that we watched together? And it like the
wasn't the
really
mom
weird screaming? Yeah.
Yes. That was the bet, wasn't it? With like the child was running, or oh, it's been so long, but like.
It took me like a year and a half to finish Car Ranger. It was so bad.
I still haven't.
It's
been for like 3 years.
No.
I don't either.
You were at my house. It was 2018 when we started that, because that was when you came over to my house day. It was 2018 that we started.
I watched a lot of it at the end of 2019, and then I was just like, nope, I can't. I just can't. I'm just gonna watch Mega Ranger.
My God, it's so bad. Mega Ranger's so good, man. Mega Ranger's so good.
I know. I need to watch it because I need a good Sentai season again, because between O Ranger and
that's it. Oh, I know. O Ranger was bad too. Which is weird, because you think I would like O Ranger because I liked Gundam Wing, and they're very similar in the pit. But anyway,
it started
there's this part of me that. It just got bad, which is why when Car Ranger started bad, I was like, maybe it gets better, and it does eventually get better. I do fall in love with like the main love storyline of Car Ranger, and it gets good because of that. I was just cheering for them the entire time. Yeah, I started cheering for them the entire rest of the series. Anyway, but there's this part of me that's like, do I want you to watch Mega Ranger now, or do I want you to finish in space? Because obviously the end is completely different because stuff, but there are things about like Mega Ranger that will spoil you for In Space. So I don't know which one I want you to watch first.
I mean,
the ends are completely different because they're supposed to end the Power Rangers franchise.
I was gonna say that watching Power Rangers is a little bit easier for me, just because I can like pop it in and kind of just watch it, if that makes sense. Like it's a little bit harder to read. Yeah. It's a little bit easier to watch, so. But then again,
right? Because
then again, Turbo.
I get it.
Like I understand. Sometimes I do like it. Don't get me wrong. But then other times I'm just like, what are we doing here?
There is one thing that's left in Turbo that really bugs the heck out of me. But for the most part, once Hillary comes back as Divatox, it's much better because the new cast is fresh and great. And I mean, TJ is life. And then when Hillary comes back, it's like, it feels like the Turbo movie again, just with a better cast of Power Rangers. Here's a question for you, Dylan.
Oh, I am so excited. It's been, oh my God, it's been like 8 years since we got this though. Like, it's so strange that we're getting it now. Because like, Because like for like the longest time, it was just in like limbo and nothing happened.
Wasn't that what you cosplayed like one of the last times? No, it was the last time I went to Youmacon, and you cosplayed as the main character.
Yeah.
Because Tia was there.
Yeah.
And Tia and I know each other because I worked on guest relations with her once. So
I love that show.
Yeah. And doesn't she play a character in it?
Yeah, she plays
in the dub?
Yeah, she plays like the human girl in it.
Yeah,
who's like his friend. Yeah.
So there's a picture of all of us, you, me, Melissa, Kaio-chan, and Tia. And Tia was like, I need to be next to Dylan. But she was dressed as Princess Peach.
Yes, that was so cute.
So it was really cute.
I love that picture.
That was a good time. That's a great picture of the bunch of us. Like, because that was the first time almost all of us have been together. Matthew wasn't there and Kay wasn't there, and they need to be there. I need to pause because my knowledge of rhinitis is about to make me see.
It's okay.
I better.
Yay.
My knowledge of rhinitis is acting up because the weather in Minnesota is doing its thing in the spring.
Oh, great.
Which is, some days it's really cold and snowy, and other days it's really warm, like today where it was in the 50s. Oh, wait,
so
there we go. Chio, is that her name?
Yeah, that's Chio. Yeah, that's her name. I haven't watched it in so long. And yes, I did. I realized this just recently because I saw on their Twitter that they posted about this. So
that's awesome.
That's really cool.
That's awesome that they're non-binary, that they are able to live that truth. It's really hard for some people. I've got friends that are non-binary.
It is.
Actually, I was having conversations. Jonas is non-binary.
Oh.
You knew that. You knew.
Did I know that?
Did you?
Yeah.
Melissa knew because that was the year Melissa was at Detour the year that we got to wear the ribbons for our pronouns on our badges.
Oh,
and
I wasn't there.
Jonas is Sari's spouse. I know you know Jonas by their real name.
Yes, and I know
Melissa,
their handle on the internet too.
Yeah, but Jonas is the internet name. Jonas or Haru is their internet name.
Right.
Van's light just turned off. Well, I'm glad Van's light turns off at a decent hour now instead of 2:00 in the morning turning on. Anyway, I got his timer working properly. Anyway, but yeah, we were just talking about that today. We were just talking about non-binary because I've got two friends that are non-binary. Remy as well, our friend Dylan and my friends. Dylan and my friend Remy. Melissa has not met Remy. Remy was from my GeekCon days.
Yes.
Another trauma I don't like to revisit. I got to revisit that one a little bit. I revisited that one a little bit today too because we talked about the girl that caused all the end of the. Well, we talked about both of the girls that caused the GeekCon drama, but the one that caused the least amount of, or the last piece of the drama, and then how GeekCon did me dirty.
See, I try to focus on the positives. Like, I got to meet so many lovely people though. Like,
yeah, GeekCon was a wonderful experience. I'm so glad I got the experience. I have made incredible friends from that experience. Like Jerry and Jana. Jerry Jewell, if you guys know anime voice actor is Jerry is is a friend of mine. His fiance Jana is one of my friends.
They're both amazing.
Both incredible people. I got to become
so sweet.
I got to work with Robert Axelrod before he passed.
That's what I was thinking about, and I got really sad. But like, I'm happy that I was able to do that.
And I got to become, friendly with Jeff Nimoy. I'm credited in his new movie. If you guys have not watched his new movie, it's actually set at GeekCon. And he filmed it at GeekCon. I was not part of it, unfortunately, but I was part of the pre-production. So he did credit me in the movie itself. But yeah, and it was I hadn't seen it yet because I just wasn't ready. Because even when I did watch it, it did trigger some of that trauma. It's not great when you have CPTSD, but I didn't realize I had CPTSD yet. But messaged me. He's like, "Hey, did you know that I credited you in my movie?" And I was like, "No, I didn't realize you credited me in your movie." He goes, "Well, I did." So I watched it and then I tweeted about it because it was really cool. I mean, I said, I mean, there were some really great things that came from GeekCon. But also some of my trauma was not fun. Here's a good question. You might be able to help. Well, yeah, you probably answered this now. Signal Man or Blue Centaurian? Blue Centaurian, because I just think Blue Centaurian. Signal Man's fine. Like, I like Signal Man, but Blue Centaurian. So anybody who is not familiar, Blue Centaurian is the Power Ranger counterpart, and Signal Man is the counterpart.
So I have a funny thing about this, and I hope it doesn't make people like feel weird about me, but I made a funny video when I first met Signal Man in Car Ranger.
I don't remember this video.
Oh my gosh, because I don't know what possessed me, but basically I filmed the part where he like appears for the first time and he kind of like comes out of the shadows, and I'm like I make this joke where I'm like, oh my god, it's BDSM Man.
Oh, I do remember that video.
Because he looks like he's in like a leather suit. Like it was, I don't know. Yeah. I have a weird brain, so now like every time I think of that character, I'm just like, I know that's strange.
I don't remember. Hold on. Since I'm on the Phantom Ranger because I can't remember the name of the Sentai counterpart.
I must have met them. I don't know. But Car Ranger is such a blur,
why isn't that saying? First appearance of Phantom Ranger, the first Ranger who's... Yeah, I can't say that. That's a spoiler. There's not a day in this episode. This is the first time since Honey, I Shrunk the Rangers. This is the first time since Honey, I Shrunk the Detonator. Oh, Dylan, the detonators are coming back.
Oh, no. Oh, no. That was an episode.
Why does it say that like counterpart name? Usually it does. Thank you, RV Master. That's the name. That's the Sentai counterpart.
Oh, RV Master.
RV Master.
Wait, am I thinking of RV Master? Wait, I might be thinking of RV Master. Which one is it? I don't remember. Wait, it's the black one. It's the black one. Yeah. The black one is RV Master. That's who I was thinking of. I'm sorry. I don't know why.
Yeah, Signal Man's the cop. Signal Man's the one from the pizza episode that gets attacked by the cars.
Okay, so this is what it was. Okay. So this is what's funny about the video now, because now I know it's the RV Master. It was the RV Master. So it's the Phantom Ranger. But in my brain, I was like, oh, that's Signal Man. I'm gonna say it's Signal Man.
Signal Man's the cop.
I know now, but back then I was just like, my brain was mush, I guess, and I was just like, all the episodes kind of flooded together, so I was like, well, I don't know if I thought he was Signal Man. I just thought his name would be BDSM Man. I don't know.
Oh, I have to rewatch that episode now.
Now looking at his real name, it makes even more sense.
It says here in the Ranger Wiki, when TJ says a phantom, a boom mic can be seen in the reflection of his helmet.
Oh my god, I love when that happened.
I love when you can see booms.
That.
That's my favorite.
Also, someone made a tweet recently. I think it might have been about a Dino Fury episode. Possibly. I don't know which one it was. But, like, there was a part where, like, the mask popped up when he was fighting, and you could see him, like, the actor who was like, one of the... fighting boots.
That happens a little. That happens. There's also a time in Time Force where the episode is basically shot for shot. So, Wes's mask breaks, and so you can see Wes's face. It looks better in Time Ranger than it does in Time Force. Oh, you're real. But there's a part where they actually use Sentai footage. And actually, when Eric gets his powers, they use Sentai footage. So it is not Dan Salesworth that when he gets his powers, but it's fine. Yeah, it's absolutely on Sentai footage, and I think it's so fun because it looks nothing. I mean, aside from both of the East Asian people or East Asian men, but other than that, there's absolutely like Dan Southworth is like a built dude, and the guy in the Sentai is like pretty scrawny looking. They look nothing alike, aside from both being East Asian. That's it.
Oh my gosh.
That's the only. Oh, Saban.
It's interesting because. Oh, yes, I know. I've been meaning to read this since you've told me about it for years.
What is it?
So this is a Korean manhwa, which is basically a boys' love story that Matt loves. I don't know really anything about it other than it made him cry, I think, and it was really, really, really good, I think. But this was again like 2015, and I still have not gotten it yet. Because I'm a great person who watches Time Force and reads my friend's favorite mangas. Obviously.
You can't watch Time Force and finish the
Turbo. See?
Turbo. Finish the Zordon era, Dylan. Please just finish the damn Zordon era.
I haven't finished Turbo, so I can't watch that.
There's so much I want to talk to you about with the Zordon era.
I know.
Just
I know.
Finish it. I can't talk to you about it until you finish it because it's spoilerific.
I'll leave the DVDs out right by my computer.
When I was 10. What?
I'll leave the DVDs out so I can watch it tonight.
Cool. All of it. Finish the Zordon era by tomorrow morning.
I mean, it's only, how many episodes? It's only 22 episodes. I couldn't do that.
And then In Space is like 40.
That's fine. It's fine.
You can finish that in one night, right?
Sure.
Can you stop time?
I wish I could turn my phone off and pretend I don't go to work. That'll go well.
Demon Slayer, oh my god.
Yeah, Matt mentioned he was watching it too. I have mixed thoughts on Demon Slayer. I don't want to get into it, but I know a lot of people love it. I read the manga. I read like 6 volumes of the manga, and I don't get it. Like, I have thoughts. So Demon Slayer is a shonen manga battle series about a boy named Tanjiro whose family gets attacked and eaten by demons.
Cute.
And it's so cute. And so he ends up, Nezuko, his little sister, is like the only one who survives as well, but she also gets possessed by a demon. So it's about them traveling the land, trying to fix Nezuko and also survive from all these demon attacks. So it's intense, but the thing I don't like about it is that like it's the tone is what I don't like, I guess, because like and I haven't watched the anime. I don't know if it's different in the anime, but in the manga, Tanjiro doesn't allow himself any time to grieve about all of the horrible things that happen in his life, and I guess that could be just shonen manga in general. I don't know. Maybe it's just the writing. I don't know. It's just a very odd tonal thing for me that it doesn't compel me to keep reading. I don't know if that makes sense. A lot of people love it. That's just my issue with it. It's fine if you love it. But yeah.
Apparently Matthew has mixed feelings about it too. Liked it, didn't love it though.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard the animation is incredible, so I want to watch it, but
hope maybe the future of Power Rangers will get the first LGBTQ character. I mean, technically we do actually have like an announced LGBTQ character, which is Trini from the 2017 movie.
That's true.
Firm believer that we also at least part of the LGBTQ community, and not sure where, like, because basically interested in women, like she's obviously attracted to women. But they don't make that explicitly clear. But I hope that they do make that an actual storyline at some point, instead of just kind of mentioning it off the cuff. Like for Vita, for example, it's kind of shown, and you're able as an adult to look and to go, oh, obviously she's part of the LGBTQ community. And then they do mention it in the Rangers movie. Like it's part of the story to an extent. It's part of her characterization in the story. But again, it's not something that they really explore much. And I think they probably would have had Hasbro gone with that storyline. So it'll be interesting to see what Hasbro does with the franchise, with the movie franchise. I'm hoping they do something good, even though I really love that cast.
I hope so too.
I hope they do something really cool with it. But yeah, I mean, I hope that they actually have LGBTQ characters going forward that actually have purpose versus just they kind of just throw the comment in there. Like I said, they
that's
basically,
how it was in the movie.
Yeah, like the movie was, they threw the comment in there. It became kind of a thing where they had a conversation about it, and then it was never mentioned again.
Mm-hmm.
And again with the Vita thing, it was just kind of such a quick like mention of it essentially. Well, it wasn't really a mention.
Yeah.
It was Xander called a girl hot and Vita agreed. Like that was pretty much it. And the way she agreed was clear that she was really attracted. You know, so I mean, there have been LGBTQ characters in Power Rangers, but I do hope that they actually like make
Explore
that part
them.
of the story versus because all relationships have been hetero so far. And if Disney can put in cute queer characters, then so can Nickelodeon.
Right. And that's a thing that's like a problem with like the television and media in general.
100%.
Like it's so straight washed, all of it.
Yeah.
And completely. Like there are queer movies, but they're only queer movies because they're about queer characters and it's usually sad. Like,
right.
And that's it. Like that's the extent of the LGBTQ representation in media, at least in movies. In books and other media, it's flourishing. There's a lot of it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Which I guess that makes sense because if you're writing about something, it's completely your own story and you can control it completely. Well, I mean, publishing probably controls some of it, but like still. Whereas with like TV, in TV and movies and such, there's like so many like people working on it, but also it's also part of like the system too, and it's a whole thing that I don't truly understand, but I'm kind of insinuating what I'm saying, I guess.
Yeah, and in Orange, they've had really great opportunities to tell really good queer story. Eric and Wes, for example, in Time Force, but they decided to make the two characters hetero, which I mean is fun, obviously, but like at the same time, there was a really good story there. Same thing with Dylan and Zig. They decided to make them hetero. Again, fine, but there was a really good story there and could have been told, but they were too afraid. And I mean, even with RPM, that was a Disney franchise. That was part of the Disney franchise. It was the end of the Disney franchise. And I don't remember when they first started introducing queer characters into their stories, but like Disney actually could have done that and just chose not to, and it makes me sad. Can I blame Judd Lynn for that? Because Judd Lynn off of RPM.
Sure, man.
I like blaming Judd Lynn for things. I like blaming Judd Lynn for things.
Yes, I didn't know this. So I'm glad that they explored that in the anime, because in the manga he doesn't really like, he wants to protect Nezuko, but he never like, you never see him like think about what happened in the past, if that makes sense. Like he never reflects on anything, he never cries. Maybe he cries, but like he never cries about something like personal, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's weird in the manga. I might have to watch the anime then. But unless they were just saving all of the grief for like way later. I don't know. Yeah. But in the beginning it's not like that. So I was kind of, it was just felt strange to me, I guess. But that's just my thoughts.
So Kitty says there are a lot of Asians about gay bi characters of widely varying quality, of course. Yeah, and that's a thing. Is I wish the United States would catch up.
Yeah.
I mean, they're definitely
so queer
show, but we're just so homophobic. We're such a homophobic.
We are.
And that just makes me sad. I mean, it's getting better because our generation and Jen's coming up now too. And I think with our two generations, when we actually take over the power, I think things are going to be different.
Yeah. I hope so.
Yeah. I remember playing The Sims, and I was playing a queer character in the queer family in the Sims. And my niece Avi came and sat with me. She was very young at the time. She came and sat with me, and she's like, "Oh, can I watch you play The Sims?" And I was like, "Sure." So I basically very G-rated after that. And I didn't have the mods that I have now. I have mods now that make it very not kid friendly. So my nephew will come over, "Can I play this?" And I was like, "No, because I have to turn off my mods." Hold on. But anyway, I my male the two parents were Sims, and we had a good conversation about that. My niece and I had a good conversation about why it's okay and good to have representation like that. I don't know why when an LGBTQ plus character is represented in a show, it's oftentimes no longer seen as kid friendly, which pisses me off. Why can't kids be exposed to healthy gay relationships? I agree, 100%, and that's one of the reasons why.
I was gonna make a comment about. I was gonna say because I would make them gay in terms of like, from the perspective of the homophobic people that like create those or govern what goes into a show. They would think, oh, it's which is so stupid. Like, why is that so controversial? Why is love controversial? I don't understand that.
It shouldn't be. Like, that's what's so like that's what's so weird.
Or even like,
and that's the thing.
Even because like they also focus on like the gay aspect when LGBTQ is like so many different kinds of people. It's not just about your sexuality; it's about your identity.
Right. Well, and what's interesting, like I've said many times, if I ever got a chance to run a Power Ranger season, I would make my Red Ranger. I'd make the Red Ranger LGBTQ. I was leaning towards more the idea of making the Red Ranger non-binary. Hi, Nova. What do you need? I don't know where she went.
I'd be all for that.
Yeah, I'd love to make the Red Ranger non-binary, because here's the thing: it's great for it to be the Pink Ranger, it's great for it to be the Blue Ranger, it's great for it to be the Yellow Ranger, whatever. But to have it be the Red Ranger, who is the leader of the Rangers, who is like the Ranger that everybody looks up to, I think that's so important. I think that's an important story to tell. And I wish that they would. But to Matthew's comment, Disney started to try and do that, and they've come under fire every single time, which is just ridiculous to me. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, have your opinions, whatever. I don't care. But like, when somebody wants to make a difference in the world, it should be fun.
They should be allowed to. Yeah.
Yeah, and your different opinions should not be oppressive to an entire group of people. Let's be real.
No.
The absolute best drama I watched in 2020 was a Thai drama titled "I Told Sunset About You," and two boys who went from childhood friends to then rivals. Two spoilers, but you get the idea.
That sounds really interesting.
I love enemies to lovers storyline. I know that can be very problematic. It can be very problematic because it can be represented as very toxic and very bad. But I love that trope. That's one of my favorite tropes. That's one of the reasons why I love the idea of Wes and Eric getting together, but not to spoil Time Force, but that's really not a spoiler for Time Force. There is a very big rivalry there.
Right.
There are two Red Rangers. Are you really going to think there's not a rivalry between the two?
Yes.
Literally two Red Rangers. I mean, the series are of varying quality, not the characters themselves. I figured that's what you meant. Though that too, it's nice that they're just not regulated to the funny sidekick characters. And that's the thing here. That's what it is here. Like Mean Girls. I love Mean Girls. Don't get me wrong. But why is the gay character the funny sidekick? Why is the fat girl always the funny sidekick? Like, let's be real.
Even in Clueless with the not gay guy.
Oh yeah. God, Clueless. I haven't watched that movie in a long time.
I can't rewatch it. I can't.
You can't?
I tried like a few years ago and I did not laugh once. I don't get the
really?
comedy. I didn't like it anymore.
It's kind of how I felt about Rocko's Modern Life when I rewatched Rocko's Modern Life. It wasn't good anymore. Yeah, like sorry, Jonas and I were talking about that. I almost said his real name. Well, no, their real name. I screwed up. Sorry. Sorry, Jonas, if you're watching this. But I watched, but we were talking about that. I watched Rocko's Modern Life and it just wasn't funny anymore. And they were both like, yeah, it's not funny anymore. It didn't work.
It's so strange.
So Melissa, as far as publishing, queer characters are flourishing, especially by authors who share those marginalizations, though, through pictures, books, up through adult. It's still progression, but it's happening. Yeah. And I hope that starts to be a thing in Hollywood as well. Coming from somebody who actually studied film history, that is something that has very much been very, very, very straightwashed for many years in Hollywood, in the film industry, and especially when it's supposed to be family or kid oriented, because we don't want to expose our children to the gays, which is absolutely ridiculous to me. Absolutely ridiculous to me. Because there are gay children that could have come to terms with their reality and their true self a lot sooner in life if they had been exposed to queer characters. And I think that it's so important to have queer characters. It's important for, there is a video I was going to film again today. I am not filming today, obviously, but because my rosacea is really flamed up and I'm not putting on makeup.
It's okay.
But where I'm talking about, because I'm doing this series on my channel where I talk about acting and I give acting advice. And one of the things I think is really important, and I was going to film it today, I was working on it, and I was going to film it today, where, the concept, and Melissa, I want to have a conversation with you about this too anyway. So it's good that I didn't film it today, but I want to have a conversation with you about this. But wait, hold on. I'm still on my Dino Fury notes. Yeah. Where I talk about about having the concept of actors being inclusive. So like I was telling Sari and Jonas, I would have no problem as an actor playing a lesbian character, but should I? Because that's not my existence. I am not a lesbian. I am heterosexual. Therefore, should I? Because I don't have the same shared experience. And so the concept of you should share the same social experience that your character, not that you have to, but like if you have a marginalized character, you should have actors from that same marginalized group playing that role. Right. And the fact that doesn't happen in Hollywood, it's such the percentage is so ridiculously low in Hollywood. And that is a travesty.
I know. Even with like certain films, like our animated films, they will have like characters that are people of color, but the writers are all white.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like with Disney especially, but like
Nova did that. Hold on.
Okay.
You can keep talking.
Okay. So yeah, it's one of those like interesting, like it's starting to get better, but it's still a problem. Like, and it's not your place to write those stories if you're not. I feel like.
Oh, I agree.
Especially if you're writing from that perspective, especially like if that's their voice. Especially that, don't do it. Yeah, just don't.
I hope the Sentai will soon have a Sentai season will have LGBTQ character. Yeah, Japan seems to be not on board with that a lot in a lot of situations too. When it comes to kids shows, and that makes me really sad. We have to hurry up because I do have to end the stream here soon.
That's okay.
And then wait, it moved. There we go. I want to see a Latino Red Ranger in the future. I would love to see a Latino Red Ranger in the future. We've not had a Latino Red Ranger. We've had Latino in other places, like Vita and Madison were Latino. I think they're Latino. And then a couple of others that were Latino, but we've not had any others. I know, puppy, you want to go upstairs. I know you want to go see Grandma and Grandpa. Hold on. And then just going to say this right now, cast disabled and disabled characters, just look at Sia's movie. Music, it's a toxic disaster. Yes, and that is actually the reason why I wanted to make this video. So I'm going to make this video. It's going to go out eventually. It's going to go out actually pretty soon because I have very specific times where these videos are coming out. So it's coming. I'm tempted to start watching Sex. Okay, Sex and the City. Okay, here's my thing. I love Sex and the City. Don't get me wrong, love it. Great show. Sex and the City has bi erasure, and it just makes me frustrated beyond all belief. It came out at a time, obviously, where bisexuality was not really talked about much, but there is incredible amounts of erasure in that show, and it makes me so very angry. And again,
Right.
the gay characters are thrown in as side characters who are supposed to be funny. I love Sex and the City, but for a show that's supposed to be sex positive, it is actually not very sex positive at all.
No.
Love the show. Watch it. It's really good. But just understand that it's going to be really upsetting in a lot of situations.
There was even like, I think there was an episode where they
literally say bisexuality doesn't exist.
Yeah.
In one episode. They literally say it.
They also handle trans characters really, really poorly too.
They really handle trans characters very, very poorly. They don't represent the difference between transgender and transvestite. They basically indicate that they are the same thing, which obviously is not the case, is not true even a little. They handle, I have my issues with Sex and the City. They are not actually as sex positive as they should be.
No.
For being a show about sex positivity. Anyway, I gotta end the stream, guys. Thank you, Dylan, for hanging out with me.
Yeah,
I gotta end the stream because I gotta have some dinner. And my dog is freaking out because we were called up for dinner and into my parents' unit, and now he needs to go see Grandma and Grandpa. So.
Okay. Well, it was good to talk to you. It was good
talking to you. I love you guys. I love you, Dylan. I love you, Melissa. I love you, Matthew. I love anybody who is hanging out with us. Hold on, wait. And did you think the portrayal him in good? So you're talking about Sex and the City. So there are two gay characters that are pretty prevalent in Sex and the City. They are both really well portrayed, I feel like, in my opinion. They're well portrayed, but again, they're shot off to the side character and they're supposed to be funny. They're like the gay best friend. Which I mean, I make that joke about Dylan all the time, but he knows it's a joke and I know it's a joke. Like it's not his existence is not to be, you know what I mean? But that is their existence. And I would spoil things, but I'm not going to. But there are just other like tropey things that they do with gay characters that just happen. Like they basically hit every single gay trope in Sex and the City, and it makes me very upset. Anyway, bye guys. Thank you for hanging out with me at the stream. If you guys missed the Dino Fury talk, it was at the beginning of the stream, so just check it out. Once I hit end stream, you guys should be able to see it and see my opinions on this episode. See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.